Jodi Hildebrandt honest, Jodi Hildebrandt sincere. They sound like pretty nice descriptive words, but this is a horrible honesty and a scary sincerity. Hi everybody, I'm Chris from Guilty Words, where we unravel crime one word at a time. Today we're looking at Jodi Hildebrandt's statement made to the court when she was sentenced. In a very short statement, she sets up where she stands quite honestly, and it's not a good place. Let's take a look at it together.
I sincerely love these children. I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally. One of the reasons I did not go to trial is that I did not want them to emotionally relive the experience which would have been detrimental to them. My hope and prayer is that they will heal and move forward to have beautiful lives. I am willing to submit to what the state feels would be an appropriate amount of time served to make retribution as an outcome.
Her statement is short, but it's certainly not sweet. Nothing about this whole case is sweet. What does she have in here? A mere 82 words, almost entirely focused on the kids. No mention of Ruby, which is interesting considering Ruby threw her under the bus completely in her statement. There's a video coming on that too. Simple, direct language, which is good. Delivered with sincere emotion. I put a question mark to that. She could be a good actress. It could be sincere. I'm a terrible judge of that kind of thing. And she made up a new word that we're going to talk about a little bit later. Retribution. Interesting slip of the tongue. So what's missing? First is an apology. Nowhere in these 82 words does she say, I'm sorry. I regret what I've done. I was wrong. Not there. There's no acknowledgement that her entire system is wrong. Her whole idea of distortion and all her bizarre teachings of she loves the children and she wants them to heal physically and emotionally. She doesn't acknowledge that she did anything to the children. Now, yes, she's signing the plea deal and there's some details in there of the horrific abuse, but in her actual statement, no acknowledgement who created and caused this experience. She doesn't say Ruby did. She doesn't say she did. It was just the experience. Nice, neutral, distancing language. When you don't have an apology, when you don't have an acknowledgement that the whole premise of your teachings is wrong, when you won't acknowledge that you took any wrong action, that adds up to, no, there's no change coming. There is no indication in here that she has any intention of changing her behaviors. She really doesn't see the problem. She says, I sincerely love these children. And don't shoot me down in the comments, but I think she means it. I think she really does believe she loves these children. The problem isn't her thinking she loves the children. The problem is what she thinks love is. Her version of love is things like tying a child to an adult in weights. It's repeated serious sunburns that cause blistering and sloughing skin. It's isolating a child from people. It's starving a child. It's denying water and then punishing the child for sneaking it. And it goes on and on. This is only from the first charge. There's 3 more. So her idea of love is really sick and twisted. She says that she wants them to heal physically and emotionally. What I found interesting here was where's the spiritually? I mean, wasn't a lot of this about demon possession? Ruby kept saying that there was a demon inside her son and her daughter. Presumably Jodi believed that too, so what about spiritual healing? She says one of the reasons I did not go to trial is I didn't want them to emotionally relive the experience. Well, my question is, I'd like to know the rest of the reasons. Was it because you were afraid when all the evidence came out, your reputation would be ruined? Too late for that. Why else didn't you want to go to trial? I'd be really curious to know that. She didn't want to because it would have been detrimental to the children. That's very formal, clinical, distancing language. That sounds like she's a psychologist called in to evaluate how the children would react to a trial. Not necessarily someone who is really concerned if the kids are upset. At the last bit of this statement, she says, I'm willing to submit to what the state feels would be an appropriate amount of time served. she doesn't really feel she needs to serve any. The state feels she needs to serve. She doesn't know what she did wrong, or she realizes from a societal point of view what it looks like she did wrong. But in her heart, she thinks she's right and all the rest of us are wrong and overreacting. She's willing to submit, okay, I will, to what the state feels is appropriate, but she doesn't think it's appropriate. Her new word, retribution. And she didn't correct herself when she stumbled over it. Maybe she just wanted to get these 82 words out and done with. But that's interesting because it's a combination of the word restitution, which is what she meant to say, time served to make restitution as an outcome. But it also starts like retribution. She's being punished by the state. This is society's retribution for her trying to forward her ideas that apparently we aren't all ready for. So we have retribution. Interesting slip. So overall, I think she's honest. I think she does believe every word she said in here. I think it was dragged out of her because she had to say something. But I still think she has no awareness that she did anything wrong. There is no true regret except maybe getting caught and being martyred for her cause. But I think if she was out and she was around children again, she'd do the same thing. I think if she was ever allowed to be a counselor again, she'd do the same thing she did before. She doesn't have a deep self-awareness of what's wrong with this. Unlike Ruby, who did that masterful, self-serving, Oscar-style speech. And I'm going to have a video about that very, very soon, as well as Ruby's diaries. So thanks for stopping by today and taking time to watch this video. If you liked it and you'd like to see more, please subscribe and leave a comment on this video or other videos you'd like to see. And until we get together again, please use your words wisely and well.